Welcome, Hillsborough County Public Schools. IXL is entering its 5th year as a trusted partner with Hillsborough and is used by 1 in 3 students in the state of Florida. Drawing on over 25 years of innovation in educational technology and billions of data points, IXL has developed Takeoff, a core math curriculum built specifically for Florida. Takeoff has differentiation built into its DNA. Every lesson, every assessment, every tool works together seamlessly to ensure all students get exactly what they need at all times. This brief video, along with the reviewer's guide available on the dedicated Hillsborough Takeoff site, will support you as you explore this curriculum that is built by the proven leader in personalized learning. Once you log in, you will see the green navigation bar at the top of the page. All of your Florida Edition Takeoff resources are found on this Takeoff tab next to the little bird. Once in the Takeoff curriculum, you can easily navigate between grade levels by clicking on the white bar. You'll have access to kindergarten through 5th grade. Let's go into our 1st grade. Once on the 1st grade landing page, we can scroll down to see the scope and sequence for this grade level. Each grade level is organized into 12 to 15 units with a clear day-by-day plan for instruction, practice, review, assessment, and personalization. Each Takeoff unit is built from the ground up and explicitly mapped to the Florida benchmarks and MTR standards. The overview details what students are learning in that unit, as well as the number of days allotted for each particular unit. This allows the entire curriculum to easily be implemented within a typical Florida school year. The additional resources at the very bottom of the page contain digital teacher guides, as well as a multilingual glossary for each grade level, with dual language versions available for Florida's 12 primary languages. Let's navigate back to our 1st grade scope and sequence. To access any Takeoff unit, click on View Unit Outline on the right-hand side. I'm going to click into Unit 4. Everything a Hillsborough teacher needs to teach this unit can be found right here, providing an all-in-one core curriculum so that your teachers never need to supplement their instruction. Let's start by looking at the information at the top of the unit page. The overview clearly displays the exact Florida benchmarks and MTR standards that students will master, ensuring complete transparency and alignment with the best standards. You can hover over these to see detailed information. You'll also see a summary of what students will learn in this particular unit. The Objectives tab lists the major and minor objectives, as well as the benchmarks that each objective addresses. The instructional context describes how the content in this unit fits coherently with other grade level topics, as well as its connections to content in previous and future grade levels. This provides teachers with a 360-degree view of instruction on every Takeoff unit. I'm going to click into lesson 4.4 so that we can take a closer look at a Takeoff lesson. You can access any Takeoff lesson by clicking on it here on the left-hand side. Each lesson is designed around about a 60-minute block of time, but is flexible depending on your math block. All Takeoff lessons align with Florida's instructional recommendations through the integrations of MTRs, real-world application, and built-in differentiation tools. Similar to the format at the unit level, we begin with goals, this time specific to this particular lesson. This includes the objective, aligned benchmarks and MTRs, and a Let's Discover that highlights the lesson's main takeaway in student-friendly language. As we look at the instructional context, we can see how this lesson fits into the bigger picture of the lessons around it. Finally, the Additional Supports tab provides resources to make math accessible to all Hillsborough students. This includes adaptive dynamic readiness skills to prepare students for the lesson. Language tips are also provided at the lesson level to ensure that all learners can access and understand new mathematical concepts, including our English language learners. These contain sentence frames, information about vocabulary, anchor charts, color coding, and tips to help students access the language of this lesson. The materials section contains all of the materials for the lesson. Takeoff is a hybrid program that includes professionally printed student workbooks for use during daily lessons and independent practice. These can also be printed on demand. We'll open this lesson page for this lesson. Student lesson workbooks are full color with perforated pages, providing plenty of space for students to work out the math problems. All Takeoff physical student materials, printable resources, and games are available in both English and Spanish. Test and adaptive skills are accessible in over 120 languages with audio support in over 80, allowing students to learn in their preferred language. Because of the extensive multilingual support, Takeoff can be used effectively in any Hillsborough dual language program. Instructional slides for teachers to display for the class during each Takeoff lesson are in development. These slideshows are downloadable and fully editable, so teachers can customize each lesson as they see fit. The slides are thoughtfully designed to guide instruction from start to finish and will be developed in both English and in Spanish. All Takeoff lessons follow a consistent structure, shown here in the lesson outline. Each lesson begins with instruction, followed by guided practice, and then independent practice. With Takeoff lessons, students are engaged in productive struggle from the start of the lesson, building students' growth mindset and allowing them to work collaboratively as they learn new math concepts, strategies, and procedures. Let's take a closer look at the instruction portion of the lesson, which begins with a warm-up. This activates students' prior knowledge and makes a connection between what students already know and what they are about to learn. Takeoff lessons empower teachers to deliver high-quality instruction each and every day. The detailed teacher notes highlight key vocabulary and understandings, identify common misconceptions for teachers to watch out for, and point out important details to surface during discussions as they facilitate meaningful discourse. These teacher notes also equip teachers to implement effective questioning strategies and address learning gaps early. We also regularly use models and manipulatives like these number lines to deepen students' conceptual understanding as they represent problems in multiple ways. Tips for support are available at point of use throughout the Takeoff lessons. These provide concrete strategies to support struggling students. Anytime you see a gray box around a particular activity in any portion of the lesson, that is the exact learning activity that students see in their physical student workbooks or on the printable lesson pages, and is also what is shown on the instructional slides. Students have opportunities in every Takeoff lesson to actively participate in class discussions as they share and discuss their ideas in think and talk activities, like we see here with question number 4. This allows students to construct arguments, develop mathematical language, and critique the reasoning of their peers. As we move into the guided practice portion of the lesson, we'll see additional tips for support, as well as ideas for extension. Ideas for extension provide enrichment activities to extend students' mathematical thinking. Throughout the lesson, we see those consistent models and a variety of diverse problem types, including non-routine and error analysis problems, like question number 13. The error analysis problems within Takeoff begin in grade 1. The lesson problems include engaging real-world problems that directly address Florida's emphasis on authenticity of content. Independent practice on the lesson's key concepts is provided in the independent practice section. IXL's dynamic adaptive skills make continuous differentiation possible within Takeoff, with over 12,000 math skills spanning grades pre-K through grade 12. These aren't static worksheets converted to digital format. They're dynamic learning experiences that meet students exactly where they are and guide them forward, automatically adjusting in difficulty based on student performance. Skills can be viewed in over 120 languages, with audio support for over 80 languages. A student can click and translate this skill into Spanish or another language assigned to them, like Haitian Creole. And students that need it can access the audio using the audio buttons.
Which shows a way to find 14 minus 9.
Students can also learn with an example before they get started and watch a video tutorial aligned specifically with this skill.
Let me show you how we can use 10 to subtract. We'll begin with 15 minus 8. One way is to use a 10 frame.
In grades 3 through 5, you will also find written independent practice with intentional daily spiral review in the independent practice section. This is available to print on demand or is available in a separate professionally printed workbook for each grade level, 3rd through 5th grade. Printable digital written independent practice is in development for grades K through 2. That is the structure of a Takeoff lesson. You'll see a consistent structure no matter what grade level you are exploring. Each unit in Takeoff has a dedicated review day at the end of the unit. You'll find this after the daily lessons, where it says unit review. This review day recommends skills and activities like printable multiplayer games to reinforce students' knowledge across the unit. Here we'll find written review, adaptive dynamic online skill review, and those physical multiplayer games. Once students have reviewed, they will take the end of unit test. Every unit includes tech-enhanced, benchmark-aligned assessments, efficiently measuring students' mastery of the unit's content. You'll see as you're exploring that all units have an end-of-unit assessment, while some longer units, like this one, have an added mid-unit check-in so that teachers can keep tabs on student progress. The assessments can be administered online or printed in English or Spanish. Students will see a variety of problem types on the assessments, just like the Takeoff lessons. They are also supported with translation and audio support if they take the assessments online. Students in grades 3 and above will see open response items that require them to explain their thinking and justify their conclusions. For each question, we can see the aligned objective and benchmark by hovering in the top right corner. This assessment will automatically fuel a personalization day, the next day in our scope and sequence. The personalization day transforms unit assessment data into the exact content each and every student needs to fill knowledge gaps or extend their learning. This innovation, found only in Takeoff, is a game changer for testing and instruction. One of the first things you'll see is the quiz analysis report, right here under the personalized activities. The quiz analysis report will give you additional insights into student performance, including a student performance graph, a more detailed breakdown of individual student scores, and a question-by-question review that will help teachers identify the most frequently missed questions. Teachers click on Go to Personalization Lesson at the bottom of the page, and Takeoff automatically groups students by benchmark gaps and identifies precisely which IXL skills students need to work on to address those knowledge gaps. And this is built right into the scope and sequence. Students who mastered all objectives and benchmarks get skills that extend their learning to the next level. For small group reteaching, teachers can click on this icon on the right-hand side to start a group jam. A group jam allows teachers to work on a set of questions together with a small group of students, while the teacher monitors in real time if students are grasping the material. Teachers are able to pace that instruction and decide the difficulty of the next question, adjusting depending on student performance. Personalization days within Takeoff occur on average after about every 5 to 7 days of instruction. Teachers will always have current insights into student performance and can provide targeted assistance or enrichment in real time. The best part, there's no manual analysis or scrambling for resources, just immediate, precise support built right into the curriculum. Select personalization days also include Takeoff performance tasks, allowing students to engage in authentic activities that require them to think critically while synthesizing their knowledge from multiple units. There are 4 performance tasks per grade level, and these also include teacher instructions and scoring guidelines. Personalization days with performance tasks will have a Getting Started with Performance Tasks document at the very top of the page. This will give you an overview of all performance tasks at that grade level and the units in which they appear. Please also take time to visit the Additional Resources tab, which is at the bottom of each unit on the left-hand navigation bar. This Additional Resources tab provides a variety of activities for extra practice, as well as spiral review. This tab, if you scroll down, also includes the unit Family Letters that help bridge the gap between school and home. These give families a clear understanding of their child's math learning, practical examples of concepts being taught in that particular unit, and specific ways to support and extend learning at home. These are available for every unit in Takeoff in English, Spanish, Haitian Creole, and Portuguese. Again, to find those unit family letters, they're found in the Additional Resources tab at the bottom of each Takeoff unit, and then scroll down to Family Letters. Takeoff by IXL Florida Edition delivers on 3 breakthrough promises. All students get differentiated instruction at all times in every lesson. Every teacher becomes an expert from novice to veteran, and all in one complete digitally integrated platform where everything works together seamlessly. Takeoff makes differentiated core math instruction a reality for every classroom, teacher, and student in Hillsborough County Public Schools. Thank you for your time.